with us.
Yeah, we're going to have your code and your ticker on this network, and you can't stop it from being traded.
Right.
And so there's a derivative, and then if there's liquidity bonding the prices together, so if, let's say you have Chainlink on Ethereum, and then after launch, price bounces around a while, but I bet that over time that these prices will move similarly.
Right.
I think that the Link ticker on Pulsechain is likely to move similarly to the Link ticker on Ethereum.
Right. Just because of the bridge, right? And
well, because they're bonded by the liquidity.
Right.
And then it's the same code with the same ticker. Now, do you want to pay $100 or $300 to trade it on Ethereum, or do you want to pay a penny to trade it over here? And we already know this answer because they're doing it on other networks as well.
Yeah.
People do trading on alternate networks, and then we're the one that you don't like. Your coins are already here. You don't even have to bridge over. Right. You've already got your free coins here. You can already access them by changing one setting in your MetaMask. It's awesome.
Dude, it sounds
well.
It sounds pretty awesome.
Well, that's the trick. That's the magic. Is you launch this whole network with all these new coins. How do you get those new coins to be valuable?
Right.
But by not letting anyone ever stop the trading, by having the same tickers, and by giving people a reason to back the value of the things they got free.
Right.
By rewarding them with a yield farming token. It's like a giant vampire attack, basically. It's a giant vampire attack.
Hey, welcome everybody to the Vampire Chain, and I hope you guys are enjoying yourself out there. Just coming off, of course, Easter there for us down under. Probably still Easter Monday there for you up in the Northern Hemisphere, and hope you're having a great Easter Monday. It is Tuesday here already, and it's 12:32 p.m. Can you believe it? 2nd of April. Crazy times, man. Back to the future. It's going incredibly. Hey, we've got a new, let me just refresh this because the studio it doesn't update quick enough. But we've got Brian in the house, our very own community leader, 26 months, one of the longest members, I think, in the top 3 or something like that. So big shout out to Brian. And, of course, he does incredible work inside our Discord and YouTube as the community leader. So like it up, folks. Awesome stuff. Always appreciate Brian's a mega support. I mean, it's mega huge support. So big shout out to Brian. Help so many people into crypto and keeping them safe as well. We got Sandy Beach in the house there. Good to see you, Sandy. Welcome. We've got, what is Sandy about? Day 1 of the new AB challenge. So February was press up challenge. March was squat challenge, and now April is going to be AB challenge for your abs. So get those 6-pack, even 8-pack for some people. Day 1 of a new AB challenge. That's the link there. So hit Sandy up for that. And a big shout out from Sandy as well. Nice one, Sandy. Wookie says Brett is in the house. Yeah, Brett, meme token on Ethereum there. Pumped out of nowhere. Pretty crazy, right? And we got Big Philly in the house there. So good to see Richard. Yeah, we love to put Richard on. I put Richard on regularly. Little video clips of Richard. So, yeah, always a pleasure. Morning, Set Man and Family from Brennan, our TA guru in the house. What is this? Sandy says, was it Dingus Day? Dingus Day. Is that another day? Yeah, there's so many days, isn't there, out there? So Dingus Day is there. We got, it's also, I think it's Southern Day down where Wookie is. Southland Day, I think it is. Yeah, Southland Anniversary. That's it, down near Wookie. I don't think he qualifies, though. I think he's a bit too north for that, but north of the south. I think that's the way it works. Wookie, let me know if you qualify for Southland Anniversary. Is it a day off? I don't know. Cheers, boss, says Brian. Hey, cheers back to you. Right back at you. And, of course, Brian says 6-pack a day. Does that count? I think it does. Sandy says it does, and she's running it, so she should know. Brian is in. All right. Well, that's great, Brian. We're going to look forward to your sit-up results there. Let us know in the Discord. All right, we've had a lot of things happening. We're going to get into it. Let's kick it. Let's get into the market updates. PulseX pump leads the way. We're going to be talking about the OA wallet. We're going to be talking about the BankX, EX, some really cool topics. Does anyone like that? I think so. People like those kind of topics. And, yeah, very cool. Brennan says north of the south. Wookie is. Apparently he is. I think you're right there, Brennan. I think that's the right assessment. All right, let's get into it, folks. Without further ado, the stock market. You guys know how it rolls. It's the first day of the week, is it? I think so. S&P 500 begins Q2 as red as spiking treasury yields blunt the bulls. So there we go. red start to their April. What do we got there? We got the Dow Jones is down 0.6%, 240 points to 39,566. S&P 500 down 0.2%, 10 points down to 5,243. And the Nasdaq there down is up slightly actually, up 0.11%, 17 points to 16,396. That's the Nasdaq. So still looking pretty good despite the red day. But yeah, big down day for the Dow Jones, that's for sure. Let's have a look at the dollar. At the moment is up 0.4%, 0.4 points to 104.69 points there. Actually pretty strong on the dollar there, because it was a couple of weeks back it was falling away, and now it's back up again. The commodities, West Texas is what are they? $84 for West Texas, 70 or just under $78 for Brent oil. Both up slightly there on the oil price. And gold making a bit of a move, up 0.6%, $14 to 2,271. And silver there up 0.2% at 78 cents at $25.24. Wow, really? Wow, that's pretty amazing there from silver, doing some nice moves. So we do have a bit of news here. We had from Friday, we had the ISM Manufacturing Purchase Managers Index unexpectedly rose to a reading of 50.3 from 47.8. Now, you guys know that these indexes typically, if you're over 50, you're expanding production. If you're under, you've kind of got a contraction going on. The index reading pushing above 50 indicates expansion in manufacturing. So the first time since September 2022 in the US for the ISM. So, bullish economy still ticking away. So entrepreneurial spirit of the United States still crushing it. The prices paid component of the index, a gauge for inflation, jumped from 55.8 from 52.5, signaling raw material prices rose at their fastest pace since July 2022. The data supported Fed Chairman Powell's message on Friday that the Fed doesn't need to rush to cut rates amid signs of a stronger economy. We don't need to be in a hurry to cut rates, says Powell on Friday at the San Diego Fed event. The fact that the U.S. economy is growing at such a solid pace, the fact that the labor market is still very, very strong, gives us the chance to just be a little bit more confident about inflation coming down before we take the important step of cutting rates. So maybe we might slip from June to July here. So let's have a look at the rate monitor and see what that is telling us, what the market decides. So we've still got 4 weeks and 1 day till the May event, but we're not expecting a rate cut there. 96% of the market is still a no rate cut, so still keeping it at 5.5%. June was kind of the earliest we were expecting it. It's kind of what we've been calling on this channel. That is weakening a little bit. We're at 56.5% on a pivot. So still the majority of the market expecting a pivot, almost 60%. But not quite there, and that's definitely, not looking 100% strong there, 60%. If we were at like 70, 80%, maybe we might be confident about that. But July is definitely looking better there, just over 72.5% is where that's at, and that's kind of the confidence level one might reasonably expect. So we may slip from June to July for the interest rate pivot, and it's just the way it goes. But so far, let's see how we get on. But definitely June, July, looking good for a rate pivot at this stage. That is it for the stock market. Let's go to crypto. Boy, we had green yesterday, didn't we? Yeah, we green yesterday. It was looking good. Now we've got red. What the fudge? But we've still got, in absolute terms, it's still looking very good. So Ethereum there at $3,524, up down 3.77%. Bitcoin at $70,053 is at down 2% at the moment. And of course, what are we saying about that? 51.31% Bitcoin dominance. That's gone up, so that's quite strong there on the BTC. And of course, what else we got going? Everything's pretty red across the board. We got some particular movers down. Matic, Litecoin, they're down pretty big, and Arbitrum all down today. The meme coins are all down. SHIB and Dodge and Pepe, they're all down around 6-7% on all these, so they're down. We do have a few little green ones up here on the right-hand side. It looks like this one core, which I'm not familiar with, is up 42%. Look at that, $3.79. So a little bit of gains happening there in the market. There's always some green shoots amongst the red chaos. So that's pretty much it on the markets. I think we've got another Simple Believer in ours. We're twins, 26 months. That's right. So Simple Believer, you're in the top 3 or 4 members of all time on this channel. So huge shout out to Simple Believer for long-term support. I really do appreciate it. And yes, Brian and Simple Believer are twins today. So nice one on that one. All right, big shout out to both those supporters. Very cool. What is it? Wookie says, are you just happy to see me, Wookie, or is that just silver bars in your pouch? It might be the silver. You'll be able to buy plenty of silver with that Brett token, and it's pumping at the moment. What else there? We got a few other comments. Every day, Wookie is be chilling. He still hasn't answered our question about is he part of the Southland anniversary? That's pretty much at the bottom of the world, folks. Like, I'm at the bottom of the world, but that's like the bottom of the world, apart from Antarctica, I guess. And I guess South America is actually probably pretty low. In fact, South America is the lowest point to get to the Antarctic, isn't it? It's quite close. There's some fun facts for you there. Fun Master says, cheers. You're welcome. And we got Property Viewer in the house as well. Hey, awesome to see you. Great show. I appreciate that. We'll get off these red charts, shall we? And then we'll move over to Bitcoin and zoom in on that. And yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's looking still pretty good, right? Still looking very good. The Bitcoin here looking pretty nice there. The low of the day is 68,055. The high 71,313. You got to get used to volatility. I mean, there's such a big price range in some of these candles. So just remember that. But we are getting closer and closer to the huge event of the Bitcoin halving. Wow, look at that. 18 days away. 20th. Expecting, was it block height 840,000? I think it is 840,000 is block height there. And yeah, coming up 18 days, getting closer and closer, sneaking up on us. Was that? Will we say that's 2.5 weeks? Almost, yeah, almost 2.5 weeks. That's pretty much it. It's getting there, man. Far out. It's gonna be crazy. Now, don't worry too much about this this Black Swan event here. This China-Taiwan invasion. This is the best weather to invade Taiwan by China. Which hopefully that doesn't happen, because you guys know what that means. It's like World War III. We don't really want that. But hey, it's always good to keep it on our chart, just in case, right? Just in case. No, we can't do anything about it, but you know, it's just we hope it never happens, right? Because that'd be terrible. Anyway, right, let's move over to the Ethereum. Ethereum obviously powering forward as well. Also looking forward to the Bitcoin halving. And at the moment, we've had a high today of $3,646 for Ethereum, low of $3,400. So it's about a $235 range, something like that. And we're getting closer. Obviously, that's going to benefit from the Bitcoin halving, which, as we said, was 18 days away. I can't believe it's getting so close. That's crazy. And then we're going to be getting over to the Ethereum approvals. 51 days until the ETH approvals, but only a 25% chance of success there at the moment. So it might be just a matter of when rather than if, as it were. And like I say, the earliest date for the interest rate pivot that we just talked about earlier, 70 days. But that may skip into July, given how strong the economy is holding up at this stage. But we've still got a bit of data to come between now and then. So let's see how we go. We move from 60 to 70% probability. 70% seems quite reasonable, right? Once start getting up there, 60%, not so much, but 70% definitely. We may flick into July. All right, so that's it with the crypto news. We've still got bullish news in the first half of this year to feed us into that bull market, and we're going to actually probably bring in the previous halvings. We might talk about that maybe tomorrow and look at what happened after each halving. It's kind of cool. We have done that before, but I think it'll be fun to look at it again. All right, that leads us into Pulsechain. I forgot to bring up the main sheet for Pulsechain on GoPulse, so we'll bring that in. So day 325. We got any more comments in the chat that I need to read out? Let's have a look. No, he is not part of it. Yeah, you're not part of the Southland anniversary. Yeah, no day off for you, Wookie. No day. I hope you're working hard out there. Get Mumsy out there to put you to work. Put you to work there, Wookie. And what's it? That's on the other side of the frozen wall to the south. You're talking about the White Wall. So on the South Island, this is the bottom island of New Zealand. It's quite a extremely large landmass. It's kind of prehistoric place. They have a frozen wall to the south, and of course, some say that there might be White Walkers. There might be White Walkers in the Southland part. They're having their anniversary, the old White Walkers. What's the other one? Were they Freeman? What were the crazy people running around? Were they Freeman? I can't remember. I think it was Freeman like that. Brennan says Oppenheimer created the atomic bomb to keep us safe, says Brennan. Yeah, nice. It was a Kiwi that split the first atom, though. Let me know in the chat there if you know who the first Kiwi was that split the atom for that. Let us know in the chat. He was a Kiwi. He was a New Zealander. What else there? All right, let's move on. Let's move. Wildling, says Brian. They were wildlings. That's correct. What I call them, Freeman. Isn't that Freeman out of what's the other movie? You guys remember? I can't remember right now. June. June is what I was thinking. June. Is it Freeman on June? Day 325. Let's get into it, folks. We've got the price at 000103, up 1.6% and 3% above the mean sacrifice price. You guys know my suggestions about where the price could go yesterday. They've turned out to be quite good, as it turns out. Quadruple 0404 on PulseX. That is still 60%, 40% above. Sorry, what am I trying to say here? 40% of the mean sacrifice price is what I'm trying to say. That is up 5.34%. That is what's led the way today. PulseX pump has led the way. And we've got the buy and burn at the moment at 779.2 billion. PulseX has been bought up and burned. We're at 3.82%. I think yesterday we were at 3.8. Now we're at 3.82. So that's good news. Some good volume coming through, lifting that up. And of course, we're on day 325, heading towards our first year on Pulsechain. Kind of good news. Incentive token there is normally the shining light is incentive token, but PulseX leads the way. Incentive token is down today. Whoa, was that a rhyme? Rhyming this. I should start rapping this whole show. But there we go. $5.19. And I know DJ Cryptomatic, eat your heart out. There we go. But we got down 6.26% at the moment. And of course, we've got Tammany in existence, 27,968,000 incentive token. There we go on that one. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. And we will be watching out for incentive token in the future. Obviously, taking a bit of a breather there with some of that risk off that we experienced over the last few days. PHEX back over 1 cent. Oh, yes, it did go down 1.06 cents at the moment, and that is up 8.25%. So that is the best performer today out of all the cryptos. Here in the Richard Hart Gold and cryptos, and of course EHEX there at 0.21 of a penny. The combined price of EHEX and PX back at 1.27 cents. There we go, and I think that's pretty similar to yesterday actually, but we went down, didn't we, to come back up. So that is pretty much it for day 325. Let's go to the charts and have a look at where we are on the charts here, and see how we did. See how we did with our predictions. So this was the yellow line, and we wanted to support this, right? That's the light line we want to hold. Was the mean sacrifice price for Pulsechain. You can see we have had on the EMA cross here. We did have a bearish cross, and of course down we went. We went all the way down. How far? 8,966. Now I talked about 900, 9,000. Remember? So we did pretty good. We did pretty good on that one. So and that looks like a nice little bullish doji there. So pretty happy with that. And so that's turned out to be very good indeed. What a good call that was. So I did say price range, buying range in here. That's turned out to be pretty correct. So kind of cool. We hit the 9,000. Not bad. All right, let's move on to PulseX. I was supposed to look at the RSI. Sorry about that. I got rid of it. Now the RSI. So we were getting set. This is on the hourly here, on the hourly. But let's go back to the daily. Daily here, we got down to all the way down. This is the line. We said that we could get down to 3,200. We got down to 3,300 was it? So where do we have this line? 3,300. 3,300 was the line, and we got down to 3,392. So pretty close. Not perfect, but pretty close. And the RSI is in the overbought territory. We got down to 34 on the RSI, down to 38, back up to 38. So not too bad today. And yeah, look at that. Look at all these big green things. What are those? What are those, you ask? Well, you know what they are. You guys know. You guys know what they are. That's OA buying. So it did turn out that the OA account, which is right here, kept buying a whole ton of PulseX. So $25,000, some DAI mixed in there, some USD Tether. So really splattering it with some stable coins, some big numbers going in there. That was 15 hours ago or so. And yeah, some big buys going on there. For the sort of OA wallet here, and so you can see it came in and helped save the day there. So look at that. You can see 15 hours ago. Look at that big candle coming in, and what's that volume candle there? Can't even see it from here. Oh, have I got the hidden? Have I hidden it? Oh no, I've got it there still. I don't know why it's not showing up, but there we are. We've got volume. Can't see it, can't read it. So there we go. But we had all the buys come in, and you can see it bought up, and then the market took us up further up to 4,400 there on PulseX, and then of course it's a typical market eating itself while you're back to where a lot of the buying stopped for the 08. So there we go. That was pretty good. And you can see all the buys. Look at that. Woo, woo, woo. Hot dog at a dog. That's 24 hours ago. Let's not go too far back. Yeah, look at this. We started off some nice little buys, 50Ks, 25Ks, lots of Ks, many Ks there. And back up we have gone. So then, of course, marketing it back down there. We've got a bit of pretty vicious market going on there. But once again, it's a little bounce off 4,000. That's kind of the play there. So not bad moves there. Let's move on to the incentive token. Not too much to say about this. Obviously, let's look at the ratio. We got resistance at 61. You guys know 61. We break 61. Then we're off to 71, I think it was. That's kind of the next target. And at the moment, we're back down. We got as low as 46,800. So a real sell-off there today and no real buying at the moment. Maybe a good opportunity to pick up some of this bad boy. But anyway, there it is at the moment on incentive tokens. PHEX course, PHEX not too bad as well. We got down to, what did we get down to? 8,700. So that's kind of where we went down. I can't remember what I said. I think this is pretty much where we said that we'd probably get down to. 88, I think it was the number I gave. You can go back watch yesterday's video, but I think that's the number. We did get pretty much around that, 87.53. And we're back over 1 cent. So a real nice power move back over 1 cent. Good to see that. And of course, the RSI, this is on the weekly. I've got the weekly candle there. Sorry, my bad. We got the daily here, and yeah, 87.53. And the RSI has bounced off 34. Pretty much Pulse was on there. PulseX, Hex were all around 34 on the RSI. And they were due for a bit of a recovery after this, unrelenting sort of sell-off. And here we are at the moment on Hex at 1.62 cents on PHEX, or Hex on Pulsechain. Let's jump over to EHEX. EHEX at the moment. Now, EHEX has had some interesting behavior happen. So we're sitting at just under 21/100th of a penny. We got down to as low as 16.85. So just under 17/100th of a penny. And, of course, the RSI is way oversold. Look at that thing. This is on PulseX, of course. But nice little bounce back to the top of this move. So looking good. Looking good there. And maybe it's the beginning of something beautiful. What do you guys reckon? Should we all start singing that song? Something beautiful, something good. Okay, let's rug. It's not a singing show, but let's rug ourselves. Let's rug the show. Come on, let's go. All right, let's jump over to some other news. So we do have some news around BankX. This BankX put this out just a little while ago. Now we don't generally talk about BankX, it hasn't got the best branding. But we got EHEX wallet has bridged to Pulsechain. That was pretty dramatic. I put that out as soon as I saw it on Pulse Alerts. I think we covered it yesterday, did we, on live stream? I can't remember. I think we did. The EHEX wallet has bridged over to, so they're talking about the BankX EHEX wallet. Remember, it got something like 800 million EHEX or Hex from Ethereum from the sacrifice process that they had for their project and from the Hex Goldwell, right? It was all pretty unsettling sort of stuff. But in any case, the EHEX wallet has bridged to Pulsechain. This was one of its options, right, to do this. And of course, it had been sitting in the V3 liquidity pool. If you guys remember, with starting with a big sell wall at 1.2 cents, right? Now, there is still another wall on there at 3.2 cents. And I'm not sure if that's associated with BankX or Swords as part of it, because it has sent over 700 million over to Pulsechain. So providing liquidity from 0.007 to 1.4 cents. So there we go. So 7/10 of a penny to 1.4 cents is the liquidity provision. But guess what? It's not in PulseX. It is in 9mm, which is a V3 DEX. So it's not, PulseX is a V2 DEX. Remember, you can provide 50-50. And of course, it's trying to sell the Hex, isn't it? It's trying to sell the Hex and make the Monday, turn it into some stable coin or something. Anyway, it has put it in the USDC Hex 1% pool. And that's where it's sitting. And you can see it added it earlier. Let's go page 2 here. You can see that we had 100 million Hex added, 100 million Hex, another 100 million Hex, another 100 million Hex, another 100 million. That's 500. And then we go to page 1, and we got some more Hex there. So it's skipping on the right page. We got some removes in there. Sorry, we had some removes in there. So 100 to 300, 400 there. I've got to make sure I read the right ones here. 400, 500, 600, 700, Seems to be at 800 here, so I'm not sure where the other 100 million came from. But that is where we are at the moment. And, of course, there is now what says here. If I read, maybe that's flicked over from the other page. But I've ended up, we've got 0.73 billion. So 730 billion is in there. Sorry, 730 million, I should say, or 0.73 billion EHEX is sitting in here on 9mm V3 DEX. With a what's that? 200, I guess 200,000 USDC, I think, is in there. So that is kind of the value there. 1.53 million in TVL locked into this pool. So that is the play at the moment, and you can see it on the visuals there. So let me have a look there. What do we got here? So yeah, we got 0071 all the way through to 1.39, 1.4, yeah, 1.39 there. So that's pretty much goes hand in hand with what we've got in here, 0.14 cents on that as well. Am I getting the last little digit there? 1.39. So that's pretty much it, all sitting there. That is BankX, and interesting. Let's see how we go. It's definitely a cheaper price, right? Because before on Uniswap, it was sitting at, on the V3, it was sitting at 1.2 cents and above. So definitely gone lower, which is good news. I think that's good news. I think everyone can agree. Now, we don't want to look at the comments. We do not want to look at the comments because we're a no drama channel, but the comments are pretty crazy, ruthless out there. So you guys can check out some of the comments because there's lots of hardcore comments in there. Anyway, we're going to move on, but that is pretty much it on there. If you guys want to check it out, you can do that, but there it is at the moment. That is kind of it. All right, maybe we won't spread it around, but that is pretty much the comment there at the moment. All right, let's jump away from that. That is BankX news today. So we've covered OA and BankX, and of course, what does this mean for EHEX over on Ethereum? Maybe a bit more freedom, right? A bit more freedom to rise on the old ETH there. I know Golki and others will be pretty happy about that. What else are we going to say about that? Yeah, it's sitting on 9mm, so it's kind of out of its own liquidity pools. It's going to be interesting to see how it trades over there. People can get a price on that island liquidity. Obviously, DEX screen there routes through whatever's the most efficient pool. So it's going to get volume from that, arguably. We'll see how it happens. Let's see what happens there. Right, so that is the price for day 325. Lots of drama happening in the old Pulsechain, from origin account BankX to downtrend to uptrend pump. There's opportunities abound. As you guys know, yesterday I said, oh boy, yesterday's video title, opportunity of a lifetime on Pulsechain. Yeah, don't get fudded out. That's one of the things I said. And of course, accumulate. We've probably got a long accumulation zone that people expect. Definitely a year of washing out weekends would be May, right? In my view. So May there, I think it's May the 7th or so. We'll see what happens. Maybe even a bit longer than that, but May seems pretty good to me. And we'll wash those weekends out. And of course, you got to hold on with your deer hat, your Top Gun hat there for the win. Hold on for the win. All right, let's move on. And we've got the gas prices there, just under 290,000 beats. So not too bad. Just above what we normally expect, 200 to 250. So not too bad there. 1 cent for a PulseX swap, 6/10 of a penny, 600th of a penny for a Pulsecoin transfer, and 2/10 of a penny for a PRC20 transfer. At 21 Gwei on Ethereum, we're 2,500 times cheaper than Ethereum. And of course, 1 cent for a PulseX swap, $26 for a Uniswap there, based on that number. So let's quickly look over at the validators. Have a look at that for day 320. What did I say? 325. 49,352 active validators. 1.58 trillion is locked away. No change there. And let's go to the bridge. Look at the health of the bridge. $127.9 million, almost just under 128. So we're slightly down there. We're at 41 million on DAI, 22.3 million USDC, and 16.4 million on USD Tether. Of course, we have $30.6 million of ETH over and $2.4 million of wrapped Bitcoin. In terms of our own native stablecoins, we've got 4 million Coast. We've got 16.8 million USDL and 8.7 million PXDC there for that. And of course, Coast is going to be relaunching bigger and better than ever with something like 10 different financial agencies. And they're also pursuing their own and potentially a credit card, which would be, I think, a game changer for access and usability because people will be able to just go back and forth through crypto. Hopefully, they have a reasonable fee to do that. but that'd be pretty cool. Looking forward to that. And maybe Liquid Loans has got something up their sleeve as well around that space as well. So looking forward to it. All right, so that is pretty much it for day 225. And we'll be starting 325. We'll be starting day 326. So that pretty much is it. We're going to get into all the other different markets. Before we do, though, let's catch up on the chat and see who else is jumped in here. There's a lot of cool stuff happening today on Pulsechain. Let's see here. We've got a couple more comments. Jump through those. Brian says he's a poet and didn't even know it. That's true. That's true. We've got Hexavator in the house there. What's up, folks? Hey, Hexavator, hope you're doing well. If they ever got to see my silver bars, they would definitely be wildling, says Wookie. Wookie advertising his silver depot for wholesale markets there for silver trading. Brennan says a cup and a handle for PulseX on the weekly. Yeah, let's bring that up, actually. Let's bring that up. A cup and handle on the weekly for PulseX. Let's do that. That is super hyper bullish. Potentially with a 280% move. I think I looked at it yesterday. So let's bring that up before we move on, because today's title of the video is PulseX Pump Leads the Way. And let's have a look at that cup and handle again. So this is what Brennan is talking about. And look at that thing. So that's the big cup here. And you got your little handle here. And man, we take a measure from here to the handle, the bottom of the cup to the handle, and we've got about a 280% move on this. So don't get fuddled out, folks. This is on the weekly on the old PulseX up and to the right there. So, I think by May seems pretty good to me. That'll be a week after the halving as well. Well, I get said the 7th of May, 20th of April is the halving. But, given in May sometime. Sounds good. All right, nice observation there from Brennan, our TA guru. All right, what else? Is that it? That's what we all got. We got Sandy Beach says maybe single side staking coming to PulseX. Maybe. There's a few other options too. The DAO, maybe after the halving, maybe after the emission reduction of PulseX. Of incentive token. Might see that in maybe 40 days. All right, let's see. Let's get back into it. I've lost my spot here, but we're going to get into some of the other projects. We're going to go through some of the projects that I've got listed on my list at the moment, which is incomplete. But I'll get it back up there at some stage once I spend time on it. It won't take me long to do, I'm sure. We got, let's have a look at this. Let's do it by percentages, because everything's got pretty decent liquidity on this list. Most of them. We got loan token up 28%. So one of our blue chips, Liquid Loans, Liquidity Fork, is up pretty nicely. Let's log scale that. So nice little bounce back today off the lows, 3,552. So nice gains there, 28% on Liquid Loans. So that's nice to bounce off the bottom. PulsePot, $7.80. That's up 7.6% as well. And Pulse Predict is doing very well. Can't wait for the launch of Predict token. I think it's about 84 days away from now. So lots of things happening. And of course, March Madness is playing out pretty well. It's fun too. I got a couple correct so far using the technique that I did, because I don't really know American college basketball, but it's not too bad results so far. I think I've got 3 actually right. Maybe I've got more. I think there's a week break until the next round, which is going to finish off the game for March Madness on Pulse Predict. Magic Cup Ride is 6.8%. So nice little move there from Ty and the boys there. We got Texan token up 5.7% as well. Earn token from Power City Earn, there's up 3.6%. So some nice little moves there from the liquidity forks. Except for Weight token, of course. Watt token, that is down 3.8% at the moment. Launch token is down, so that's from Pulse Launch, down 20% at the moment on Pulse Launch. Let's jump to the derivatives of Hex. We've got Icosa is up 10.7% on Pulsechain. Good move there. And we've got Base is up 9% and Hedron is up 5% there. So pretty good move there. I still haven't added on all the Maximus ones yet, so I need to do that. And the Icosa on the Ethereum side, however, they're down. So Hedron is down 36%. Not sure what's causing that. But Icosa is down 11% there as well. So Pulsechain for the win today. Thank goodness for that, everyone says. All right, let's go for influencer coins. V1 Ben Armstrong is up 11.5%. Access Alive is up 8.9%. All the other ones on this list, Hexy Bastards Paul Pleb is down just under 1%. No token from Randy Alaska is down 3.6%. Still holding pretty well though at 2400th of a penny, and more token there from Trayvon down 5% at 46 cents. So that's some of those ones there. But let's go to check out Pulsechain overall. And look at some of the main coins and some of the more speculative plays. So we've got $75 in volume today. You guys, do we have 35 million yesterday? I think it was. We're up at 75 million volume today. So that's much better, isn't it? That's much better. And nice to see that. Let's go have a look at some of the speculative plays here. We've got lots of crazy tokens on 9-inch exchange. We've got SolidX up 187,000%, 215K liquidity. How many makers? 284 makers. Yeah, okay. So that's launched at $1.93. We've got TARD token here up as well, 46,000%. We've got lots of, every day there's some new meme coins that are doing some insane numbers. So that's kind of cool. Good to see Loan Token sitting in there at number 30 at 37%. So it's Loan Token, one of the actual utility tokens, is doing pretty well. We've got this AHA token, a laughing token, is up pretty nicely, 25% as well. So they're kind of the leaders. Mintra, the NFT marketplace, is up 15% from Gerardo. And of course, Access Live, we talked about Pulsecoin there, up 10%, Rex as well, up 9%. So there's some of the movers and shakers. And of course, you've got Hex in there as well, doing pretty well. Both PulseX there, Hex on Pulsechain doing pretty well in the lead up. So not bad there in the leaderboard. 376,000 transactions on a 24-hour basis. Not bad at all. All right, so that's some of the hot stuff happening today. 36 minutes into the live. I think that's it for the day. We've just had some nice quick summaries of the markets the last couple of days. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Now, if you guys want to continue the conversation, get into our Discord. The link is in the video description or in the chat. And $5 to join up for Pulsechain and Hex membership. And that's 16 cents a day. So it's very, very good value. And of course, you get access to all the data, all the information, all the intel, all the project updates, and also the best community in the community. That's the way it goes. So get into the chat, become part of the community, get involved. We really do encourage you to get involved in the Discord and get in the chat there. Share the journey while we, waiting for the magic carpet ride to play out in its fulsome during this bull market. The other thing, of course, is if you want to get that go to next level, join our strategy club. It's $30 a month. And of course, that's multi-chain. We look for some of the best opportunities. We've got a session coming up this weekend. So you don't want to miss that as well. We'll be talking about some new technology, a lot of AI stuff as well, blockchain stuff and things like that. So you don't want to miss out on that too in Discord. So join up for that. Sandy says, thank you, Hex Token. You're most welcome. Let's play out my favorite video on the way out. And of course, you guys know what it is. Magic Cup Ride, and I'll catch you guys again tomorrow. How about that? That sounds good to me. Take care, everybody. Peace out, and subscribe, like, and share. Hit the bell, and see you in Discord. Bye for now.
In theory, if someone were a billionaire and they had like all this money, why wouldn't they just buy more of the thing they liked instead of dumping the thing they liked? Like if Bezos bought shares in Amazon, would you be pissed off? If Apple does a stock buyback and they buy more of their own shares in their company back from the public, which is a way to turn earnings into yield for the shareholders, do you get mad and yell at Apple? And so we had to come up with a word for this fan fiction fantasy, which is the opposite of a rug pull, called a magic carpet ride. And so if you're worried about risk of a rug pull, what weighted value have you given the risk of a magic carpet ride? And it's just hilarious to me.